Hey everybody, Chris from Slavens Racing. Today we're talking air filters. You guys know me, I love the FunnelWeb brand. I think their filters are the absolute hands down best available on the market. Today we're going to walk you through the three products that they have for the 25 and earlier T7s to include their snorkel pre-filter, the pre-filter setup, and then their main filter. How to install and what those products look like. We'll start off with their snorkel filter, and it's exactly what it says it is. This is, if you're going to run the stock airbox complete the way it comes from Yamaha. I've already taken the hardware out of this to make this video go a little bit faster so I don't bore you with fumbling around with screws. But as you can see here, the stock snorkel, unmodified, will attach to the top of the airbox lid. This snorkel pre-filter will just slide right in there. To make it easier, you can remove the lid and the snorkel in one piece, as so. Then you just slide their filter right in. Now, I have not oiled any of these filters to make it a little easier to discuss. You do want to make sure you thoroughly oil these filters before you install any of them so that they work to their optimal performance. What this is going to do is, as the bike is taking air into the airbox, this is going to pre-clean that air, right? So you got two stages, the main compartment filter and then your pre-filter, okay? And what that looks like to install, you just tuck it right up in here under your seat tab, lock your filter back down, and your pre-filter's in there for your snorkel kit, okay? Next, I'm gonna go ahead and remove, that's their snorkel pre-filter. Now, I don't plan on running the snorkel. I want a little bit more airflow, a little bit less restriction. I plan on putting an exhaust on this bike, so we're gonna open it up and then tune the ECU. So this guy goes away. You may be asking yourself, okay, now what? Well, as you can see here, we've got the stock airbox lid that I've already taken the hardware out. You pull the snorkel just pops out of this. It's like a grommet, basically, seals right around the opening. Some guys will modify this opening. Some guys will leave it. That's up to personal preference and the design of what you're going to build on your bikes. Their pre-filter for this setup looks almost identical to the snorkel filter. The difference is the tabs on the bottom. So these holes are designed to go where these pins are. So this thing just slides right in there just like that into your airbox lid. Super simple. Again, none of these have been oiled. You're going to want to make sure you oil them according to the specifications, you know, by the manufacturer. You can see the fitment there, how it just lays in. And something to note too, the reason they're built this way is because they have, I think it's 30% more surface area. So it's going to trap more of the dust and the particulates that come at your airbox system. Once that's on, you just replace your hardware, your lid, and your hardware, and that's the pre-filter. Super simple, right? It's like a puzzle, goes together really well. This just sits in the top. There's nothing really that bolts it down or any of that. Next, we're going to do their main filter. So you remove your airbox lid. There's a screw that holds this thing down. And when I pull this stock filter, you're going to be really impressed with just how tight they get them in there. Now, this is the stock OE Yamaha air filter. Fire retardant mesh on the outside, paper filter on the inside. Not really the best at protecting your investment and keeping the clean air going into your motor. That's why I go with FunnelWeb. FunnelWeb has a long history of building the best filters out there. So we'll get rid of this guy. And as you can see, side-by-side comparison, they're designed roughly in the same shape. But what FunnelWeb does is they add a little bit of material on the side here. So once this goes in, you actually take the lid and squish this foam between the lid and the air box, creating that legitimate, no questions seal, which is what we're all after. Again, you've got more surface area on the inside to catch and trap those harmful particulates that'll get down in your motor, dust, dirt, grime, all of that. Just a legitimate product that these guys have come up with. And now the install on that, there's 2 posts on the clutch side of your bike that are kind of difficult to see. Once you've oiled this filter properly, you're going to take these 2 holes right here, push down and in, and seat them around those 2 posts. Super simple. Your airbox lid will bolt right on, right back on to the same original locations. Okay, once you've got that done, we're going to take our airbox lid in the same direction, whether it's the stock or the aftermarkets. I know there's a lot of aftermarket options that trim this out to open that up. That will provide more airflow. But for right now, I'm going to run mine this way. We're going to line up our bolt holes here. And as you can see, once you get it lined up, it lines up perfectly with the opening of the FunnelWeb. So we're going to compress that foam, start all of our bolts, run those bolts down in there. That's going to separate that, or it's actually going to squish that foam to create that ultra tight seal from the airbox lid to the airbox. No questions asked. It's a legitimate setup. And then we're going to take our pre-filter, and it just, again, with the tabs on all 4 sides, go right down in there. That's all it is to a FunnelWeb air filter setup, complete on the 25 Yamaha Tenere 700. You can get these FunnelWeb filters at slavensracing.com, and you can also, any other products that you're interested in for your bikes, you can find those there, slavensracing.com.